Today, we are diving into an absolute epic that never was. This is the story of a battle between an ancient planetary guardian and a purpose-built alien killing machine. It's a war for our world, and it comes straight from the pages of a legendary unmade script, Godzilla vs. the Gryphon. It all starts with a warning, a single, chilling phrase spoken through a human that's been taken over by some alien intelligence. You see, this isn't just another monster attack. Oh no, this is a cosmic threat, and it has one terrifying purpose. And our story really kicks off in the freezing cold waters of the Arctic Ocean. A salvage operation goes terribly wrong, a reactor core explodes, and suddenly the sea itself starts to boil. Something ancient, something impossibly huge has just been woken up. So, when a team of scientists finally gets down into this newly formed ice cavern, what they find is just staggering. It's a creature perfectly preserved in the ice, measuring 247 feet long, a being from a completely lost age. But then comes this moment of pure horror. They realize they aren't in a cavern at all. They're inside a mouth. The stalactites hanging from the ceiling, those are teeth. The entire structure around them is biological, a hibernating monster made of petrified skin. And get this creature isn't some accident of nature or a random mutation. He was designed. He is a bioengineered weapon, a guardian literally built from a dinosaur template, and then intentionally put to sleep, just waiting for a threat big enough to justify his power. All it takes is an electrical surge from the shifting ice. A 10-foot eyelid snaps open, fire erupts inside the cavern, and for the first time in millions of years, the world hears his roar, a sound that literally shakes the ice to its core. The dragon is awake. But as one titan rises from its slumber, another one is being born. Far, far away from the Arctic, a second, much more sinister event is unfolding. An alien probe comes screaming out of the sky and slams into a lake in Utah, beginning a truly horrifying process. The alien plan is terrifyingly simple. The probe releases this virus-like agent to build what they call a doomsday beast out of local animals, a monster designed to multiply and just wipe the planet clean. But here's the kicker. The probe was also a wake-up call for Godzilla. He is hardwired, programmed by instinct, to hunt this new thing down and kill it. This fight was always meant to happen. And this is the nightmare they've created, the Gryphon. It's a horrifying mix, a chimera with the body of a mountain lion, these huge leathery blood-red bat wings, and a tongue made of writhing snakes that fires bolts of pure energy. It's a planet killer, plain and simple. So, as Godzilla makes his way to San Francisco, wiping out an entire naval battle group like it's nothing, humanity's response isn't awe or terror. Nope, it's arrogance. They decide they can, and they absolutely must control this force of nature. And their big idea? It all comes back to that weird fluid they found in the ice cavern, the same stuff that kept Godzilla asleep for eons. They figure, hey, if it put him to sleep once, maybe it can do it again. They call it an atomic tranquilizer, basically control rods for his internal nuclear reactor. The plan itself is pretty bold. First, they line the channel leading to the Golden Gate Bridge with depth charges. Then they get helicopters to create this massive oil slick of the tranquilizer fluid on the water's surface. The charges will force him up right into the trap, where they plan to dump one final massive dose right on top of him. And you know what? It actually works. Godzilla surfaces right into the slick, and artillery fire keeps him penned in. He lets out a roar, but this time, it sounds different. It's not angry. It sounds sickly, like he's in real pain. And then the ancient guardian just collapses, crashing down right onto the Golden Gate Bridge. So the stage is set for the final showdown. Both monsters are heading for Manhattan. The Gryphon is already there, perched on the ruins of the Statue of Liberty, just waiting. And then Godzilla arrives. Not as a king, but as a prisoner, strapped into a device that's constantly pumping him full of that tranquilizer. The second they see each other, the city becomes their battlefield. The impact is just catastrophic. It's a clash of impossible forces, sending shockwaves ripping through the streets of New York. But the fight is completely one-sided. Godzilla is crippled. That restraining device, the very thing they used to capture him, is preventing him from using his atomic fire.
He's like a heavyweight boxer without his knockout punch, totally vulnerable to the Gryphon's nonstop energy blasts. The destruction is just unimaginable. Their fight tears through the heart of the city, and it weakens the foundations of the World Trade Towers. Until the unthinkable happens. The towers actually fall, and somewhere in all that rubble, Godzilla lies completely still. It's in this exact moment of total desperation that humanity finally realizes its mistake. The Gryphon survived the collapse, and the only thing on Earth that can stop it is the very monster they've put in chains. They have no choice. They have to set him free. Using explosive charges, they blow the restraining device apart, and the second he's free from the tranquilizer, Godzilla is back on his feet. When the Gryphon attacks again, he unleashes everything he was holding back, a massive torrent of atomic fire that slams into the alien beast. The tide has finally turned. And this is where Godzilla proves he's not just a brute, he's a tactician. He breathes fire across the East River, creating a thick fog bank to blind the Gryphon, making it crash right into the Brooklyn Bridge. As the alien dives at him, Godzilla turns, exposes his dorsal fins, and just impales the creature, ripping it wide open. He tears the body apart, rips its head clean off, and when the corpse starts to self-repair, he incinerates it completely. And for one final brutal statement, he spikes the Gryphon's head on the broken tower of the bridge. But this victory came at a serious cost. Godzilla stands there, triumphant, but he is badly wounded, bleeding from dozens of gashes. His job is done. The ancient guardian turns and slowly heads back to the sea. Just as the military gets ready to try and finish him off, Dr. Llewellyn makes this desperate plea. She finally understands the new, terrifying reality. Godzilla was never the ultimate threat. He's the only defense they have against a threat they can't even begin to comprehend. The attack is called off, Godzilla slips beneath the waves, and he's gone. For a second, it seems like he might be gone for good, until a single V-shaped wake is spotted, moving steadily out into the deep ocean. He's survived. And so we're left with this: a planet saved by a monster, and a horrifying unanswered question. The Gryphon? That was just one probe. How many more are out there? And will our terrifying, untamed protector be there when the next one decides to show up?